What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to talk about Mystic characters, and we are going to do the Mystic tier list. And if you like the information on this video, like always, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure to smash that like button and turn on notifications. Okay, so let's talk about the Mystic characters and which characters you should invest on and which characters you should avoid investing in, because based on their use in the game and so on. So first we have a few characters on the F tier, but we actually have two groups of characters. We have the characters that you can keep at level 1 and the characters that you want to invest between level 60 and level 65 and from gear tier 10 to gear tier 12. And the characters that you really don't want to invest on, and this is based on the meta and the game modes we have available right now, it's Yondu, Scarlet Witch, American Chavez and Elsa Bloodstone. Most of these characters have no use on the game, some of them barely usable on Blitz, and because of that it's not good to invest in them. So save your gold, save your gear, don't invest in these characters at all. Keep them at level 1, or if you already invest on them a little bit, just keep them where they are. Now the other characters that we have available, they are used in a few events, and based on that you want to invest on them a little bit, once again between gear tier 10 and gear tier 12. And you have M'Baku and Black Panther for the Chaos Theory event, and you have the end characters, End Sentry, End Sorceress and Nobu for the Catalyst Challenge. Those are two very important events. One you get silver promotion credits and gold promotion credits, the other one you get a Catalyst, which is gear, so it's going to be very important. And then we have End Assassin. She can also be used on the Catalyst event, and she can also be used on the legendary unlock for the Phoenix. But overall I would avoid investing on End Assassin because she's not great at all, even for those events. She's just a body that doesn't do anything. Okay, so on the E tier list we have Heimdall, Doctor Strange, Ronan and Loki. The reason why you want to invest in these characters is because they unlock two legendaries. We have Heimdall and Loki that unlock Black Bolt, and we have Ronan and Loki that unlock Phoenix. And based on this you can justify gearing them up to gear tier 12, maybe gear tier 13. Their kits do not benefit much from having big stats, so it's not going to be very relevant to invest in them. And most of the times when you use them, they can do their function and die, and that's just fine. You just need them for 2 or 3 turns and that's it. And in terms of Ronan, while he benefits a little bit more from the stats, he enables one team, which is the Kree Minions team. Overall, beyond the Blitz, they don't have much use. You will need them, you will need to invest in them for unlocking Nick Fury, but I think at some point they will change this, or they will just have to increase their value, because it's really hard to justify investing on those characters. Okay, so on the D tier now we have a few powerful characters, and there are a few situations that we need to talk about. So first we have Ultimus, and in my opinion Ultimus is a very underrated character. The problem about him is that he is extremely expensive, so not many people justify gearing him up and don't have the experience of using Ultimus. But he's quite strong, and on some teams he's quite formidable. He provides some support with his ultimate, he does some nice damage, he can remove tanks from the game, and he has a very powerful striker ability with mind control and defense down on a basic. Very strong. And once again, the problem is that requires 5 sets of mini uniques. It's really hard to justify him, but if you place him on any team on Alliance Wars offense, the team will always become a lot better. Sometimes I also use him on the Doom raids, on the Mystic nodes. He can be quite useful in some of those nodes because of the mind control ability, but overall it doesn't have much use on other game modes. It's just borderline okay, and even with the highest stats it's really hard to justify the use for him. Now Juggernaut is on the Brotherhood team. You can use him to unlock Magneto. You can use him on Alliance Wars offense with a full Brotherhood team, or you can use him on Alliance Wars defense with the Brotherhood team plus Doctor Doom. This is a very popular team right now. The problem is that Juggernaut is very expensive as well, requires 4 sets of mini uniques, so it's really hard to justify him, even that he's a good tank, but at the same time his stats are quite outdated, so he's not going to be doing an amazing job, and his kit is a little bit dumb, so and has huge cooldowns. It's really hard to justify getting up this guy. Unless you have really high red stars, I would avoid investing in him, even that he benefits a lot from his gear. Then we have Thor. Thor is a decent character, but Thor is 100% based on his team, so even while he's not super expensive to invest on, the fact that you have to invest on a few other characters to make him usable is a problem. He has a good ultimate and he can be used on the Doom Raids and Dark Dimension and so on. It's really hard to justify once again because he requires an entire team for him to be anywhere near usable. Then we have Iron Fist, and Iron Fist supposedly is part of the best Alliance Wars defensive team. Of course, on day one we found several characters in order to counter that team with one shot. And justifying the gear on Iron Fist is 100% based on how good your other characters are. If your Colleen and your Mystic Knight are very low and they have trash red stars, then there is no point on investing on Iron Fist. You could make an argument to invest in him just for the gamma rays or something like this, but it's such a minor percentage of people that do that difficulty that at least for me, I really cannot justify investing too much on Iron Fist. Other reason is because he's part of the Alliance Wars defensive team and you cannot get any credits from Alliance Wars defensive on defense, so you cannot get any credits, so it's hard to justify this. On the other hand, we have Moon Knight, we have White Tiger, and we have Elektra. Now these characters, they are part of one of the best Alliance Wars offensive teams, and on offense you can get Alliance War credits. So even that some of these characters don't have use outside of Alliance Wars, you can use them on RTA for specific missions, you can use them on Blitz, and very situationally you can use them on Arena, but for Dark Dimension and for raids they don't have much use, so they are not a priority. That's why they are on the D tier, because they are not a priority. But if you are an end game player and you have decent red stars on them, you should invest on them eventually, because they will make a very good Alliance Wars offensive team. Another reason why these characters should not be a priority right away, it's because they are also not farmable, and based on that you cannot unlock their full potential. So it's another reason to put them on the back burner for a while until they become farmable, and then you can start thinking on investing in them and having this very powerful Alliance Wars offensive team. Okay, so moving on, we have the C tier, and on the C tier we have Ghost Rider, Helle, and Mordo. Now the reason why these characters are on the C tier is because they can be used on many game modes. Right now they are no longer meta on those game modes, that's why they are on C tier, but they are still quite powerful. So Ghost Rider alone is the leader of the Supernatural team, so investing in him will guarantee that the team will be a little bit better because of his higher stats and the HP that he gives to everyone else on the Supernatural team. And Mordo is also part of that team, and he works as a healer of that team, and he can also apply tons of negative effects to the enemies like stuns and blinds, which are very important. So they are good investments. You can use them on the Doom Raids, on the Mystic Lane, they are quite powerful there. You can use them on Ultimus 7 as well, and you can also use them on Dark Dimension 4, even that this is not a recommendation that I do right now. With Helle, she works very well together with these characters, they make a very powerful combination, and you can use all of them as well on Alliance Wars. They are quite strong, but while Ghost Rider and Mordo are not super expensive. Ghost Rider is a bit expensive, but not as much as Helle. Helle requires 5 sets of mini-uniques, and while she also unlocks 2 legendaries, Black Bolt and Phoenix, it's becoming harder and harder to justify investing in her because of the power creep. Right now she has 1/3 of the HP that the other characters have, the new characters released. 1/3 or 1/2. So as you can see, there is a huge difference, and if you don't have perfect gameplay on the Doom raids, where you can have defense up and offense down on the enemies all the time, she is very squishy, and it can be quite dangerous to keep her up. It's possible she's still a great character, you can still use her there if you don't have the other characters above on the tier list, but it's becoming harder and harder to justify. Now we have the B tier, and we can also talk about the A tier. We have Ebony Maw on the B tier, and we have Thanos on the A tier. Now this will be not only based on their kits, but based also on their flexibility. Thanos has a lot more flexibility, it can be used on a lot more teams than Ebony Maw can. And Thanos relies 100% on his stats, while Ebony Maw is kit based. And while he gets some benefits from the stats, is not as much as Thanos does. So investing on Thanos is definitely a higher priority than it is investing on Ebony Maw, and that's why they are on different tiers, even that they are part of the same team. And it's still one of the best teams in the game, probably the third team or the best team, the third best team in the game, and they can be used in multiple game modes as well. You can use them for Alliance Wars offense, defense, Dark Dimension for the legendary lane, the cosmic lane. You can use them for the Doom raids, for the mystic lane. You can use them on arena depending on your shard. They are still quite formidable. They are a little bit power crept, especially Ebony Maw. It doesn't have enough HP to withstand the might of the new challenges, but he still has a decent kit, applying that defense up and offense down that we were talking about previously. It's just that gearing him up doesn't benefit him that much beyond just a little bit more focus and HP. And with Thanos, he benefits from the damage, the armor, the focus, and the resistance, and so on. So it's going to be extremely important to invest in him, and it's why he's on the A tier. And finally we have the S tier, and these characters, it's not only how powerful they are, it's also their flexibility and how many game modes they are going to be used on. And because they are new released characters, they have the best stats in the game, and also very powerful kits. So first of all, we have Adam Warlock is going to be available in the game very soon, in less than 12 hours. And he's extremely powerful on his team, the Infinity Watch team, which is going to be the next arena meta. But he's also very good with he's good with the full team, he's good with a few of the characters of his team, and he's good without any characters of his team. So a lot of flexibility, he has a lot of sustain on his own, he has tons of damage, tons of controlling abilities, and he's extremely powerful with extremely high stats, both of offense, defense, focus, and everything. He has everything up there. Then we have Doctor Doom, very powerful character, and one of the things that makes Doctor Doom so unique is that he has 2 origin traits. He is both tech and both mystic, so he can be used on the Doom raids, on the mystic lane, and also on the tech lane. He can be somewhat useful on the Dark Dimension 4, but I would not make him a priority for that game mode. But he's very useful on RTA and Arena. He can carry any characters in Blitz on his own, and he is also very powerful on whichever game mode I forgot to mention. But yeah, he's powerful all over the game. And the same goes for Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer, he doesn't have a team. Both Silver Surfer and Doctor Doom work well with Fantastic Four characters, but they don't have full affiliation with the team. And the Silver Surfer, he has the unique ability that can remove charges from the enemies. That's extremely powerful. He can apply ability block, he can apply disrupt, defense down. He has one of the most powerful basics in the game, being able to apply negative effects that he has on himself to the enemy, and also stealing positive effects from the enemies to himself. So he's quite formidable, and these three characters on the S tier are the characters that you really want to prioritize your gear, and then start working your way down, and depending on the game modes where you are using. So if you are using, for example, the 5-4 characters on the Doom raids, you don't need to invest on the characters on the C tier. You can skip them and go through the characters that you want to use on Alliance Wars offense. And that's pretty much the thought process you should have behind your investments. So yeah guys, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the best Mystic characters to invest on. If you found information on this video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you agree with what I said, you know what to do. Smash that like button like a boss. But if you disagree, let me know in the comments below what would you change and what arguments do you have to justify that. And that's gonna be it for now, and I will catch you guys later.